And we have reports from Tel Aviv and the United Nations this evening. And let's start with Tal Heinrich at the UN. Tell this United Nations General Assembly resolution, it's non-binding. So why is it significant?
Right, Michelle, it's a non-binding resolution once it's passed the General Assembly, but unlike resolutions passed at the United Nations Security Council, which the United States has vetoed earlier on Monday. So, as Nikki Haley said, it does not mean that the U.S. Embassy cannot be located within the territory of Jerusalem, which is the territory of the sovereign state, Israel. And it doesn't mean that President Trump will have to scrap his decision to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital. However, every decision and international decision that involves Jerusalem is significant just because it's Jerusalem. And the Palestinians can also take advantage of this vote passed by large margin and try to pursue full membership in the United Nations, try to push themselves into other international organizations, and that's what they're planning to do. And maybe this will generate another effect. We know that the Palestinians have been playing this card in the recent months, trying to portray the U.S. as isolated, as a non-legitimate mediator in the peace talks between Israel and the Palestinians. So that could be one of the effects that we might further see.
Tal, you spoke with the Israeli ambassador to the UN after the vote. He's putting a positive spin on all of this. Explain.
Yeah, the Israelis do not seem to be fully disappointed with today's vote, although the Palestinians have won in the international stage. And that is thanks to two things, I think we can say. The first is that 35 countries abstained the vote. And Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, he's been saying for a while that the attitude towards Israel has been gradually changing in the world, in the international community, and it's been gradually also being filtered into the United Nations. So that might be a proof that he's right. Some of these countries, by the way, are countries that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has visited personally, African countries and South American countries that decided to abstain. The second thing is the U.S. support to Israel standing side by side, something that we didn't see under the Obama administration here at the United Nations when Resolution 2334 has passed exactly 1 year ago. So in the words of Dani Danon, take a listen and also pay attention to his tone, not feel fully disappointed.
We saw 65 nations who chose not to take part in this show, and we are happy with that. The Palestinians expected to have a big celebration, 2 days of discussions, dozens of speakers. It didn't happen, and we know that this resolution will not change the reality on the ground. Jerusalem has been and always will be the capital of the state of Israel.
Well, so Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas might have called this a victory for Palestine, but Dani Danon is calling it an empty victory for the Palestinians, Michelle.
All right. Appreciate it, Tal Heinrich. Thank you.